Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Simply Together show. It's the 8th of August, and it's a lovely sunny day. It's raining again. Look at it. Flipping hell. It's raining, but I'm hosting today with the lovely Nike. How are you, Nike?
Oh, I'm lovely. It's great.
She's a little bit excitable today, so just bear with us. We have got two guests coming. Well, you're already here. So with we're going to go full steam ahead, and I'm then going to introduce my guest, and then Nike's then going to come back on and then introduce hers. So, hi you two, and I'm saying hello to Charlie.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And yourself?
Yes, not too bad. So, tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
So, I'm a project officer working for Groundworks East within Luton and Bedfordshire in the community and education team.
So, what does that mean, project officer? And what is Groundworks East?
Okay, so Groundworks East are a charity who aim to improve community cohesion and skills in an environmental in learning in an environmental sense. That makes sense. So I run and plan the projects within the community and education sort of area within that. So yeah.
And is that something that you've been doing for long? Something you enjoy?
I very much enjoy it, but I've only been doing it for about 6 or 7 weeks now.
Gosh!
I'm only relatively new to the job, but yeah, it's been going really well so far. I'm having great fun planning all the projects and meeting lots of lovely people.
Oh, okay. So what was you doing before that?
So recently I've come back from traveling. So I was in Southeast Asia for a few months, and then prior to that, I've been working in a customer service role in Birmingham, and then I've done a few other odd jobs. So as I worked as a field ecologist for a little bit, and a couple other bits here and there.
So what did you do? Did you decide that you wanted to go traveling and then finish that job, went traveling, came back, and then has now found this job?
Pretty much, yeah. So traveling had always sort of been a long-term plan of mine to go and do. That, however, had COVID hit, so sort of delayed everything by a few years. So the plan was that once I finished my contract with my customer service role, that me and my partner would go traveling for a few months, and then when we came back, had a little search around for jobs, and I was lucky enough to be offered the position here.
Wonderful. So tell us a bit then about what you're doing, what people can get involved in, just what's going on.
Okay, so the main project that I'm running at the moment is called Wellbeing Walks and Works within Luton. So what this is on every Monday, between at 10:30 in the morning, I will lead a walk for about an hour 15, in one of Luton's parks, and just sort of it's a great time just to sort of have a sorry, give me a second.
It's fine.
Yeah, I had this all planned out in my head, and now it's just
all... You did, didn't you? See, that's what happens.
It's the pressure of it all. Yeah,
there's no pressure. There's no pressure to take your time.
No, so it's a great opportunity for people to try and improve their mental health. We're always out in parks and around nature, so I'm fairly knowledgeable about wildlife and tree identification, so it's a great opportunity just to learn a little bit more on that sort of skill. So in a few of the recent walks, we've been very fortunate to see a lot of red kites, and we've been able to do a little bit of foraging for blackberries and stuff like that, as it is the season.
Oh,
so we sort of change it up a little bit depending on the time of year. And see what we can do. So the most recent one that we did was at Cowslip Meadows and Nature Reserve. So that was really nice. It's a completely different sort of park to everywhere that we've been previously. As it was very much a wildflower meadow, still within Luton, not too far from Wardown as well. So it was really lovely to be there and to be able to experience that.
So where's that then?
So that is, I don't quite know Luton well enough to say what road it was on, but it's if you go, so it's near Wardown Park, up one of the up the major road. I can't remember what the road's called.
Okay, so if you're in Wardown Park and then you walk that way to the left of you, if you carry on walking up, is it up like Old Bedford Road, New Bedford Road, on the right hand side?
So it's up
Where
on
is it, Shelley knows.
New Bedford Road.
Yeah.
Up near me, so near to where Barnfield College is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just on your left-hand side.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. Yep. I wasn't far enough up. So go up over the roundabouts and then it's there. Right. Okay. And that's an area that you can walk in.
Yep. Yeah. So it wasn't particularly well footpathed or anything like that. It's more little tracks of just been made from people walking through it. But it's very, very walkable. It is. It's a lovely site. Oh, if you ever get an opportunity to go, I would highly recommend it. I think we do have another walk planned there in September, October time. So if you'd like to come along, you're absolutely more than welcome to. Anyone can come along, and it's a completely free session as well. Yeah, it's just hot. I haven't made them yet, but we are going to be doing Eventbrite events on there. So they'll have the exact location of meeting times and everything like that. That's actually my job for the rest of the day, is to make sure that's all sorted for all of our future walks. So that is predominantly what I do is the walks. As it is called Walks and Work, so there is another part of it. There's generally once a month. It'll be a 3-hour session instead of just the hour within one of the community gardens, just doing a bit of light weeding, a bit of gardening, a bit of planting, and again varying on from month to month of what is needed within the garden as well. Just for a bit more, that'll be a bit more physically intensive and a little bit longer, but at the same time, it's more for people's mental well-being. If you want to come along and have a talk, just chat with us, that's absolutely fine. There's no pressure to do anything. To do any of the more intensive manual labour, if you just want to have a chat, that's absolutely fine.
So Shelley said that it's very people. What does that mean? It's very people make the footpaths. What does that mean? It's very people make the footpaths. She walks her dog there. Go on.
There's not an actual footpath there. It's where people walk over and over and over and over on the same bit that you make your own footpath.
Right.
It's only by like people stamping down on the footpath that's the only way they have tracks there. It's completely wild otherwise. There's no To be fair, the fact that something like that is in the middle of Luton really caught me off guard when I went there for the first time. It's not something you'd expect within a city.
And it is a meadow, so if you have a lot of rain, you'll actually be boggy in some places. You can't walk round. TJ's got caught in water before, not realizing that the grass was actually not grass. The grass was actually now a big puddle, and he went running straight through it.
Oh dear, that's muddy. So are these every Monday then?
So the ones I run are every Monday. There are some slightly different ones as well. So we do a women's only walk as well. That generally runs on a Tuesday. As you'd expect, I'm not the one who runs that. That's my manager Laura, who will be running those. And then there's also some works that are women's only as well. Those are predominantly on a Tuesday. We do have leaflets that can be set that we have have all the dates, and as I said, we are going to be looking into making Eventbrite posts for more details as well. And we also are going to be looking at running some buggy walks as well. I think there's only about 3 of those, and they're starting towards the end of August and into September. But for any families with young children who just looking for a chance to walk in a park and meet some new people, it's a great opportunity.
And I suppose with those ones, you've then got to be possibly quite particular as to which parks you can use, so that they've got a pathway to be able to use, push the buggies.
Yeah, so predominantly I believe it's Wardown Park and possibly Stockwood as well that we'd be doing that in, along the concrete path, just to make sure the buggies are able to be moving along them.
Okay. And have you got a particular park that's your favourite?
Oh, that's a tough question. So they're all good in really different ways. So I've got to say I was really impressed by Cowslip, just because it was nothing that I at all expected from within a city environment. I think my favourite is probably Stockwood, just because it's got that little bit of everything. It's got the little bit of wild, it's got the nice footpath, it's got the big open spaces of green. So I have to say Stockwood Park, I think, is currently my favourite. But I've been really impressed with all the parks I've been to so far. They've all been absolutely stunning.
Good. So Dee has said, do you do anything at Chorle End?
Ooh, the name is familiar, but I can't remember off the top of my head. As I said, I've only been in Luton for like 6 or 7 weeks, so knowing all the names isn't.
Well, I'm actually sitting here thinking I don't know what's at Chorle End anyway. Shelley, do you know what's at Chorle End? Maybe not. Maybe not.
No, I was just thinking that there's a couple of like kids recreation centres.
Yeah.
Because you're Berry Park and stuff like that, and Chorley, you wouldn't get anything that's like completely nature wise. The only thing you'd get is up the hills, like up by Hatter's Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not an actual park as such. There's Lucy Farm that you'd actually have a park in. But yeah, just sort of like for Chorle End, you've got a few.
So a few of the parks we go to are, as I said, Stockwood, Wardown, Cowslip. We go to Lucy Park, is one we've been to before. The one coming up on Monday is going to be at Houghton Hall.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, as I said, I don't really know the areas around, but I think there's a few other parks as well. That is it Wigmore as well? We've done a walk there as well.
Wigmore.
Is that park?
Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's quite a few, and there's obviously like Shelley was saying, there are hills and that as well. So Chorle End is it kind of covers from Farley Hill down near to where the motorway is, like in between the two junctions, in between 10 and 11. You've got Farley Hill, which then comes into Chorle End as well. So I think that's most probably where Dee is thinking of. So Dee's put, I'd like to take, so Dee's niece, Tishi, uses a wheelchair. So are any of them wheelchair friendly?
Yes, some of them definitely are wheelchair friendly. We're probably looking more at the sort of Wardown parks, the ones that are fully pathed. We have made a list of all of the parks and how accessible they are to people. I will make sure to put in on the Eventbrite post whether they are making sure they are wheelchair accessible as well.
Yeah.
Just so people are more than aware of the accessibility of each of the sites.
Fantastic, fantastic.
As you can imagine, some of them are less so. Like the one like Cowslip, as much as we'd all love it to be, it's not really the most accessible. But some of them absolutely, they definitely are.
And that's the thing. That's nature, isn't it? That is nature. Yeah. So we have parks that have got pathways, etc., and is accessible for everybody. But then you've then found somewhere which some people are going to really like because it's nature at its best, and they're going to enjoy that. Whereas other people either can't access it or may not even want to because there isn't a path, because maybe they need a path because they're a little bit unsteady or something like that. So you're covering all bases, really, aren't you?
Yeah, we've tried to make sure that with all the parks we've chosen to do these in, that there's a little bit of something for everyone, and it covers pretty much all the bases that we can.
Wonderful, wonderful. So on the bottom there is your contact details, the website and everything else. If you've got info, send it to, because you said you've got a list with all the dates on it.
Yes, yeah, we've got some posters. Would it be easier to send this yourself, and then
yes, if you send it to, either send it to Dee or send it to our Facebook page, and then we can then make sure that's there for everybody else. And then obviously once Eventbrite is up, we can then, you know, share that as well. And I'm sure, you know, it's all about well-being, isn't it? It's all about health and well-being, and you're ticking both of those boxes.
It's all about the building up people's physical and mental health, and also it's a great opportunity to meet some new people and just have a chat. Like, it's a great way to start your week. I can say that from personal experience. I absolutely love it for a Monday morning. It's a great way to start your week.
Shelley's just put Birmingham Park. It's got a footpath the whole way round. Bluebell Woods is nice. Bluebell Woods, is really lovely. It's nice to walk through, right next to Marsh Farm and Birmingham. So whoever you talk to, they'll be able to tell you where Marsh Farm and Birmingham is. But you've got two different places that you can then go and access up there as well. There's a lot. There's loads. I think there's more than people actually realise within Luton.
No, you have a lot here, like, without a doubt, and they're all such lovely parks as well. They're screaming out to be taken advantage of for a nice walk around. Like, they're so nice.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for coming on. So don't disappear, because obviously Nikkei is going to be talking to Miles. But yes, share that information with us so we can share it out there as well. And
of course,
it's been lovely having you on. Thank you.
It's lovely to be here.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome. You right, Nikkei?
Yes, very good, thank you. Not too bad. I was just thinking when you were talking about Chorley End there, I was just wondering whether they actually meant Sundon, because, you know, like at the top of Sundon, there's that other park that right at the top of Sundon Park Road. There's I don't know what it's called. But
Do you mean
there's a park there?
Where?
Right at the top, just where you go through the bushes, as if you want to go towards Harlington. So you get to the end of Sundon Park Road, you turn right for Harlington, you turn left for Charlton.
Yeah.
You should be impressed. This is me here, doesn't know anywhere after 21 years in Luton. And there is a big park there. And it anyway.
Are you sure that's not the gardens of the massive house that's round there?
No, that's on the other side. But anyway, never mind. That's why I thought that you guys were talking about.
You can research it, Charlie, but I'm pretty sure those belong to the two big houses. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
there's not a park up there.
I've been arrested and you have to come and rescue me now. You would know why.
And no, she did mean Chorley End. She did mean Chorley End. She didn't mean the houses that are at the top of Sundon Park Road. But anyway, I'll hand over to you now, Nikkei.
All right, then, no problem. So, hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. So, I've had the benefit since 2006, but others haven't. So, for the benefit of everybody who doesn't know you or what you do, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Doesn't know me, Nikkei.
Sorry?
Doesn't know me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm a Taekwondo instructor. My name's Miles. I've been teaching Taekwondo for over 30 years in Luton and Dunstable. And that's pretty much it, mate. That's what I do.
Right. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm going to have to say we're being a little bit modest here because obviously, he's been teaching for over 30 years and I've known him since 2006. But since then, you became a world champion. You've got more dans to your belt. You don't want to talk about any of that. He's being shy. So yeah, this is it. It's kind of thrown me there, but that is just the nature of it, isn't it? So
Yeah, with the grade thing, with the more dans on your belt, I mean, it's just the length you've been around. So as long as you stick around and do the hard work, then the dans come with the territory. You keep working, you'll gain the reward. So as for the World Championships, I'm not really a competitor. I don't usually like to take part. I think martial arts can be a very personal thing, and it's very personal to me. But a couple of my students, a couple of my ladies, Naz and Yasmin, they decided to take part in the World Championships in 2018, and I kind of sat back and thought, well, okay, let's give it a go. And came back with a gold medal, which was very nice.
Wow. So obviously, with having taught Taekwondo for so long, obviously in Luton and Dunstable and other places, what would you say would be the benefits of joining if you were going to
joining martial arts? Martial arts gets a very, very obscure, get a lot of obscure reports about different martial arts and what goes on in those martial arts. So people get a little bit scared of walking into a martial arts gym or a dojang or a dojo or wherever they want to go. But with Luton and Dunstable Taekwondo, we like to put across a more friendly atmosphere, family atmosphere. I mean, don't get me wrong, we work hard, we push you hard, but it's all done at your ability and your pace. So, as soon as you are improving, then we will test you a little bit more and push you a little bit more. And I mean, as the chap was talking about the walks, it's a place to come along and meet new friends and train together and just help you definitely mentally, because it will strengthen you mentally. And the physical side just comes with the training. So the more you do, the fitter you're going to get. So, yeah, if anybody does want to come along, give it a go.
Yeah, you can get a great big sense of community and friendship when you participate. That's one thing that I would personally say that I have found. The other reason why I homed in on the championship as well, because when you mention to some people that you do martial arts and say, "Oh, really? Have you got a black belt?" You say, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh my god!" And I always say, "Yeah, but that's only the beginning." And they're like, "What do you mean?" But obviously, then you've explained it there that when you stick around and you go to the next one. And with that being said, you get to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life. So with that being said, I believe that you have got an event coming up.
We have the event. I mean, are you on about our taster or the club match or the black belt camp or something? We got lots of events coming up.
Right, in terms of I think the taster will be a good one to start with, because we're looking to encourage people to come along.
The taster is a great one because Luton Borough Council got in touch with me to try and put it out there to, I think it's gone out in surgeries and things like that, where they're trying to get people fit and get people get off the sofa and start moving and doing a little bit. So they asked me to put on a free taster session on the 15th of this month at our club in Dunstable. Well, it's just on the border of Dunstable and Luton at Vale Academy, 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock. And it will be just dedicated to just giving you your first impression of Taekwondo and martial arts. So looking forward to that. It's adults only. So that's another great thing. So you won't have any little ankle snappers running around your ankles, tripping you up and trying to jump and do flying kicks all over the place. So we'll be just dedicated to total beginners with no knowledge or any idea of what to do in martial arts.
Yeah. I mean, the tasting session is a good idea. I joined through a tasting session. I had 4 back in the day. And and I'm still there. So I would always encourage anybody to come along. Just like you said, going back to what Charlie was saying, it is that thing of when you go there and sometimes you'll make friends that are only your friends while you're at Taekwondo. And sometimes you'll make lifelong friends. You know, one of my best friends ever. I met her the very first day I joined up at Taekwondo. She no longer comes, but she's one of my best friends. So you just my point is that you just don't know what's going to happen. So I would definitely, absolutely recommend it.
I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same as you, Nikki. When I started back in the 80s, I was playing Sunday football, and it just got too dangerous. Can you believe Sunday football got too dangerous? People trying to break your legs every Sunday morning. So I just thought, I've got to get out of this. Got to do something else. So I saw an ad in the paper and walked along to the local club, and I met, as yourself, I met one of my best friends, and since back in the 80s and still now, Mr. Reed, or Terry, as we call him. Like you say, yeah, you don't know what you're going to walk into. The hardest thing is to walk into that training hall. Yeah. Get yourself there. Once you're in there, then myself and the other instructors will take over and just make you feel at ease and just get you to enjoy yourself. The thing is, have a go.
Yeah.
I always say, even with everyone, if we're doing different exercises, oh no, I can't do that, can't do that. I always say, well, when you leave this evening, as soon as you walk out that door, you're going to say to yourself, I wish I'd have done that. I wish I'd have had a go at that. Because that's your own fear. The thing to do when you walk in the training hall is let go of that fear and say, right, I'm going to have a go at absolutely everything. Even if I look silly, even if I fall over, I'm going to have a go. We all fall over. And didn't they say that there's a reason why we fall over, and that's to learn how to get back up. Yeah. So 100%. Have a go at that. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. What I was going to say here is that you need to remember, we're quite, what did you call the children? Ankle
snappers.
Ankle snappers. We're quite
They're not that small.
This channel. That is really funny. Okay, so there you go. So that's the benefits of Taekwondo. Another one that I would mention as well is perseverance. Is a really good idea, because you don't feel bad. Like you said, you get up, you fall down, and you get up, and you can continue going, and nobody's going to make fun of you.
No, definitely not, because everyone in there has fallen over. Everyone in there has struggled to improve and have done something. And we're going, no, this is just too difficult. And we give you all the support, mentally. We'll give you the main support to help you and show you the way your body should be moving, because it's like jumping into a car for the first time. You sit there and go, right, what happens? It's the same as kicking and punching and learning to defend yourself. Most people haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue what goes where, what hits what. So, you brought along a very steady pace and hopefully an enjoyable pace where, I like to teach with a lot of humour, because you only learn from enjoyment. If you're being shouted at, and then you don't learn. You just switch off, and that becomes a barrier. There shouldn't be a barrier in learning. It should just be helpful, and that's what we try and do with a little bit of humour. I think most of the students at my club, you'll probably agree yourself, I like to have a laugh in the class, but my students know when it's serious time and when it's time to work, and then you are able to switch just like that. This is it. Now it's time to work. And that's the same in defending yourself. You could be walking down the street one day, whistling along, and somebody jumps out on there, and then it's time. I keep clicking my fingers, and then it's time to go. I've got to defend myself, or I need to run, or I know exactly what to do. I need to talk my way out of this. And then it's like flicking a light switch. You training mode, you're in relaxed mode, and that's the way I like to teach. So
yeah.
I urge everybody, anyone who's listening, anyone who sees the advert, or anyone who hears about it, please come along and have a go, because I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself.
Indeed. And I always go back to the idea of community. when I was asking you about the events and you said, oh, which one was it? Black Belt Camp. So you have the camp. I remember when I first joined, and I remember my friend Vicky always just said, Nicky, are you coming to summer camp? I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm not going on the beach. I'm black. I don't get my hair wet. I don't do this. I don't do that. And now the very idea of not going to these things is like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean there's a pandemic? We can't have summer camp.
You are now the first one to put your name down, aren't you?
So it's just those things. It really is. And I think it really goes back to something that Dee always says as well about, the village. And obviously sometimes you don't know who's looking. And when they look at this, they think, oh, I could do that. So
I wish.
Absolutely, 100%. Cecile said that she's got fibromyalgia, so I think that's a condition that flares up every now and again, and that she's quite active. Does she think she can do it? Absolutely. There's, come along and have a try.
You can't. You don't know what your body can do on it. We've had so many different ailments and problems, and this is this, and this is this, and this. Come along and try. And we've got physios who train with us, and who can give you advice, and we always ask, and you're not asked to do anything you're not able to do. So yeah, just come and have a go. Like you said, nobody's going to laugh at you, nobody's going to moan at you. We're all there to help.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking back. It kind of takes me back thinking about it like this. I remember when I first joined, I couldn't even get into. Well, I'm still not very good at doing press ups, but I couldn't even get into the position.
When we're exercising, I always fear saying, right, 10 press ups, because I always look at your face and you're like, oh. But the thing is, you get down and you do your press ups, mate. It's like,
oh, that's it.
You don't hide away from them. So yeah.
There you go. So absolutely, I would say it's for anybody.
The way I look at martial arts, and there's one thing, when we're young, we're taught to swim. Everyone says you've got to learn to swim, it will save your life. The way I see it, then you should learn self-defense and to defend yourself, because that too, probably more these days than years ago, can save your life. I know that sounds a little bit drastic, but if you've got a little bit of knowledge, then it helps. But
I think it's a good idea to be able to defend yourself responsibly as well, because one of the things with martial arts, exercising control and stuff, you can take control of those situations much more sensibly than someone who's just giving you that pump ball spring or the. I don't know.
You're 100% right, because when I say defend yourself, then mainly that's being able to talk your way out of a situation and take control of that situation. Because I'm not saying you come along and do some training and then you'll end up being able to fight like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, and you won't. I can't. Nobody can say they can, but you are able to be more knowledgeable of a situation, how to deal with said situation and calm it down and look for options. So I'm not turning anyone into a fighting machine, but it just makes you a more confident person.
Okay, so one of the questions there is, do you have to wear anything specific clothing wise?
No, just come along, tracky bottoms, t-shirt, bring a drink, and just come and enjoy yourself. You can wear whatever you want, but tracky bottoms and a t-shirt is probably the best.
And do you do work with women's groups?
Yes, we've currently just finished one group of lessons up at Vale Hill School, which was ladies only. So we have got instructors that will go in, lady instructors that will go and do ladies own, or if you want a male. So, we can adapt to every situation. Okay.
So if I come along then, am I going to be able to, as you said earlier, just thought I'll just go to those awards, whatever it was, that competition, and I'm going to come back with a gold. Because you said it so easy. You just went along and you came back with a gold.
Okay. No, it's not obvious. It's not that easy. I'm constantly training. I'm not one of these guys that right now I'm an instructor. That's it. As an instructor, I like to be able to do whatever my students can do.
Yeah.
So I like to set. In fact, it's quite annoying, really, because if someone really fit and healthy comes in, it's competition strat. I can't help it. It's the way I'm wired, I think. No, he can't be fitter than me. That's not right. And for the World Championships, it was tinkering in the back of my mind. I was thinking, I'm getting a bit old now. I better start. So just try and prove to myself. And so I was doing a little bit of training before then. So I was running through what I wanted to do, and then the girls just gave me that final push. I thought, right, yeah, come on. And that was about
doing it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no, not because they're girls. It's just that they inspired me to do that, and then I said, yeah. I mean, I just put that. It's 3 months out, I think, and then just put the extra effort in to get where I wanted to be to compete. And I was lucky enough to come away with that. So
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So there's a taster day, a taster session on the 15th.
Yeah,
Tuesday the 15th.
Next Tuesday.
7 till 8. Vale Academy, Ridgeway Avenue, Dunstable. So it's just over the Luton border. So it's just the other side of the road. Yeah. So if anybody wants to come along to that.
Wonderful. Anything else you want to share with us, or?
Yes, since you said it's a lovely day out there, it wasn't raining here, but now you've sent the rain, so I've got to say thank you to that.
Listen, I didn't send the rain. The rain has just been coming every single day.
Okay. Fair comment.
It's just there. It's just there, isn't it? So thank you both, Charlie and Miles, for coming on and sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sharing with us, what's going on. Say it again.
That was kind of where he was before he came to Luton.
So I was living in Leicestershire primarily.
Okay.
So, yeah, working in Birmingham and living in Leicestershire, it was a bit of a commute every day. It's quite nice to be to come a bit further. Come somewhere new. So,
so you probably recognise my accent then if you've been working in Birmingham for a while. So
yeah, if it feels almost like a blanket, like hearing that accent again.
So is that where you're from, Miles?
Sorry?
Is that where you're from, Birmingham?
Yeah, born and bred Birmingham.
Do you like it down here?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't know who you talked to.
Sorry, I was talking to Miles, but actually, both of you, do you like it down here?
Yes. Yeah, have to. you get used to your environment. It's always nice to go home. When you drive you see the lights of your hometown. It's always nice, but you get used to your environment and learn to love where you are, don't you? So
yeah.
See, it's not as bad as people say. It's lovely down here. Anyway, thank you both for coming on. Any info that you want to share, just put it onto our Facebook page, or send it through to either Nikkei or anybody else, and we can then just keep sharing it for you. And it's been great having you both on.
Very enjoyable.
Good. So we will be here next week, as usual, 12 noon, with more guests, and let's see who's going to be hosting. Could be any one of us, couldn't it? Sorry. Let me tell you. So we've got a youth event on the 2nd of September. It is at the Hat Factory. and it's going to be from 12 till 5, and info's coming out over the next week. The info is going to be coming out, so please keep an eye on our pages. We're going to be sending that out because it's going to be a fantastic event, absolutely fantastic. So yes, that's what's coming up. So put that in your diary. Put it in the diary for 11 to 25-year-olds, and yeah, it's just going to be great.
11 to 25-year-olds, girls and boys, yeah?
Yes.
Making sure.
And it encompasses all. So girls, boys, LGBTQ plus, everybody. Okay. And unique as well. You can squeeze into the 25.
I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted.
I know. But yes, we will be back next week. We will see you at 12 noon. So take care, everybody.
Thank you. Take care. Don't forget to share.
Don't disappear, you two, but we're saying bye.